Hey guys, it's John here. Welcome to part 6 of my DVD and Blu-ray collection. Now, you may have noticed that I somewhat retitled the videos because I have way more DVDs to go through, and Blu-rays I'll just sort of make their own parts. But got a good pile here. And yes, I'm wearing the same clothes as the previous couple of videos because it's cold. In the mornings here, it's been like in the 20s. So yeah, it's been cold. But let's kick this off with this first one. Monster, Charlize Theron, Christina Ricci. Good flick. Dramatic film based on true story. Yeah, I think Charlize Theron won the Oscar, which she deserved. Great performance. Monster, good flick. Next, we have 3, and this is a TV film, biopic of Dale Earnhardt, which you have Barry Pepper play Dale Earnhardt. And, for a TV film, I thought this was well done. Some features up here. You got exclusive interviews with Dale Earnhardt, an inside look at the legend, racing footage, the making of featurette documentary on the life and legacy of Dale Earnhardt. Even though I'm not the biggest NASCAR fan, I thought this was a good TV movie. So I remember when this came out too. Like, I remember the year when Dale Earnhardt died, and I think this came out like a year later on TV. So, but this is a good movie. So I got that. Next, we have a comedy which I haven't seen, so let me know about this. Trial and Error with Michael Richards and Jeff Daniels. Directed by Jonathan Lynn. Yeah, I've never seen this one. I've heard about it, of course, but yeah, Trial and Error. So you can let me know about that one. Next, we have a horror film, 976 Evil, starring Stephen Jeffries, directed by Robert Englund. And I do have the sequel, an 8-pack, which I think I showed before. I've never seen this film, but I will have to check it out. So, 976 Evil. Next, we have Bait with Jamie Foxx. I've only seen bit parts of this film. I need to go back and rewatch. You have Jamie Foxx, Mike Epps, Robert Pastorelli, Jamie Kennedy, directed by Antoine Fuqua. You do have a commentary up here by Jamie Foxx. So, yeah. Bait. So I got that. Next, we have The Musketeer, which I haven't seen this film. Directed by Peter Hyams. I don't even know much of this cast, except for Tim Roth. I can take a guess that he plays the villain, but yeah, I've never seen this. But it was cheap, so The Musketeer, I got that. Next, we have this sort of ninja 3-film collection pack of Rage of Honor, American Ninja with Michael Dudikoff, which I know there's sequels, but I don't have them, and Revenge of the Ninja with Sho Kazuki, which I don't have a lot of his films. I've heard so much about. But I really, honestly, I don't have a lot of ninja films. Like I said, I don't have the American Ninja sequels. I'd like to get my hands on more ninja martial arts films, like these. So, but I got this, again, Rage of Honor, American Ninja, and Revenge of the Ninja. So you can let me know about these. So I got that. Next, we have Christmas with the Cranks, starring Tim Allen, Jamie Lee Curtis. This one, I'm not the biggest fan of. I mean, I much prefer this than, let's say, Deck the Halls. I actually remember seeing this in the theater when it came out because, usually every year for Thanksgiving, we have family come down, and I remember when this came out, we saw it in the theater, and it's sort of like a harmless movie, but it's not great by any means. Tim Allen, he's fine, but it's just not a great movie. But I got that. Next, we have At Close Range, starring Sean Penn, Christopher Walken. A very good film, powerful film. You also have Crispin Glover in the film, Tracy Walter. Just a really well-made, well-directed film. Moving performances. At Close Range, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Next, we have The Chronicles of Riddick. And this is the unrated director's cut. As far as the features, you have over 5 minutes of deleted scenes, behind the scenes tour with Vin Diesel, a virtual guide to the film, commentary. Like I said, I do have Pitch Black, which I think I've shown already, but The Chronicles of Riddick, it's been a while since I've seen these films, so maybe someday I'll go back and rewatch. But I got that. Next, we have Beavis and Butthead Do America, which I didn't watch a lot of Beavis and Butthead back in the day. I don't know. It's just something that I'm not going to say I didn't get into, but it's just something I never watched. A lot of Beavis and Butthead. As far as the features, you got commentary by Mike Judge, a retrospective Megano segment, a couple of other features. So, yeah, Beavis and Butthead Do America. I do have this. Next, we have Revenge, starring Kevin Costner, directed by Tony Scott. You also have Anthony Quinn in the film, Madeline Stowe. Features, you got commentary with director Tony Scott, a featurette. Never seen this one, but I do have Revenge, Kevin Costner, for the Kevin Costner collection. Next, Good Flick, The Good Son, with Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood. Good performances from Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood. Definitely a different role for Macaulay Culkin, when you think about Home Alone and some of the other family films he did before this, and definitely a dark, performance, but good movie. I like The Good Son. Next, we have, Joe Dirt, which I like Joe Dirt. I don't know, as far as his films around this time, I probably prefer Dickie Roberts a little bit more, but I still like Joe Dirt. Features, you have director's commentary by David Spade, which might sound fun. Outtakes, deleted scenes. Yeah, I still like Joe Dirt, so I haven't seen the sequel, but I do have this. I'm not watching Joe Dirt 2. I don't even know why they made a sequel. But next, definitely a classic, Stripes with Bill Murray. Great comedy. You also have John Candy in the film, Harold Ramis, John Larroquette. And this is the extended cut. It contains 18 extra minutes of 6 deleted scenes. Hour-long documentary with new interviews with the cast, including Bill Murray. Yeah. Stripes, What more can you say about this film? Love Stripes. Next, Rapid Fire, Brandon Lee, probably my favorite Brandon Lee film. You know, it's action-packed, fast-paced. And again, you know, supposedly they're working on a Brandon Lee documentary because they've interviewed Al Leong for a segment, but there hasn't been a whole lot said about it. I don't know why. And he does talk about Rapid Fire apparently, so who knows? I hope it does get made. I think it's long overdue, but getting back to Rapid Fire, great action film. Definitely a classic, so I got that. Next, we have Mission Impossible, the first one, which I don't have the second one. I want to say I have the third one. Okay, I think I have the first and the third one, but I don't have... I may have Rogue Nation, but I can't remember. I haven't really seen like a lot of these films, to be honest. I don't know what it is. It's just something that I haven't really seen a lot of the Mission Impossible films. I've seen the third one. I like the third one. But I don't know. We'll have to give this a watch. So, yeah, I have some catching up to do. There's some features up here, but yeah, Mission Impossible. Next, we have Gone Baby Gone, which I think is a dramatic film. Casey Affleck, Morgan Freeman, Ed Harris, directed by Ben Affleck. Never seen this film, but I've heard some good things about it, so yeah. Extended ending, deleted scenes with optional commentary, behind the scenes with Ben Affleck, so good features. So that's Gone Baby Gone. Next, I haven't seen this film, but I will have to give it a watch. Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie. Some commentaries up here, featurettes, but yeah, I've never seen this one, so you can let me know about that one. All that. Next, we have Deja Vu with Denzel Washington, directed by Tony Scott. You also have Val Kilmer in the film, Jim Caviezel. I've only seen bit parts of this film, to be honest. Like just some parts here and there. I haven't really seen the entire thing, but I will have to give it a watch. And once again, you know, if there's some films that you would like me to watch, you know, throughout these parts and as we go along, you know, let me know, like suggestions, I guess. But because I have some catching up to do apparently. But Deja Vu, got that. So yeah, you got some extended scenes, behind the scenes stuff. I got that. Next, we have Oblivion with Tom Cruise, Morgan Freeman. I haven't seen this one either. I know it's the same director that directed Tron Legacy. And I think he's directing the next Top Gun film. And I had to give this a watch, so I think it was cheap when I got it. But Oblivion, so I got that. Next, we have a really bad movie, Catwoman with Halle Berry. Yeah, it's a piece of trash. It's a garbage movie. One of the worst comic book films ever made. And I saw this in the theater, and I don't know why, when it came out. And I haven't seen it since. But if I ever do a rant, I do have Catwoman, so I got that. Next, we have The Saint with Val Kilmer. We also have Elizabeth Shue in the film, directed by Philip Noyce. This is another one I haven't seen, um, so I will have to check it out. Never reveal your name, never turn your back, and never surrender your heart. So, yeah. The Saint. So I got that. I heard they're trying to remake that or something. You don't need it. I swear they were trying to they're trying to remake that, but um, next we have The Contender. Stars Gary Oldman, Joan Allen, Jeff Bridges, Christian Slater. I think this is sort of like a political thriller, drama film type film, but I will have to give it a watch. William Peterson, Philip Baker Hall, Sam Elliott. Very good cast. But that's The Contender, so I got that. Next, we have a great comedy, Mr. Mom, with Michael Keaton. Then also inside you have an 8-page booklet, production notes, which is cool. No features, I don't know why. But yeah, Mr. Mom, definitely classic. Classic Michael Keaton. I need to get more Michael Keaton comedies. Like I don't have Gung Ho or Johnny Dangerously. You know, some of those. Multiplicity. I like Multiplicity. I don't have that. But moving on, we have The Rock. Great action film, classic. Nicolas Cage, Sean Connery, directed by Michael Bay. One of my favorite Michael Bay films. Doesn't have features. It's kind of surprising, but I really enjoy The Rock. It's a great action thriller. Yeah, I love The Rock. Next, we have a good remake. Ocean's 11. And I never saw this in the theater, but I remember when this was coming out, there was some, I remember the promotion and the hype behind it because of the cast. I mean, you had George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Bernie Mac, Don Cheadle, Carl Reiner, Julia Roberts. I'm like, man, that's quite a cast. And I know they made sequels, but I don't have the sequels, and I don't have a lot of interest in seeing them. But yeah, Ocean's 11. And there is a documentary up here, the making of the film, 2 feature-length audio commentaries with the cast. So it's pretty neat. But a good remake. I like that one. Next, we have Gladiator, Russell Crowe. I don't have a lot of Russell Crowe films. I mean, he's a great actor, but it's just I don't have a lot of his films. I don't think I have Master and Commander. I've only seen bits and pieces of Gladiator. It's one that I've never, watched all the way through. Someday I'll go back and watch it, but I do have Gladiator, so I got that. Next, we have Red Heat, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jim Belushi. Great buddy cop film, underrated. I really enjoyed their chemistry, and I wish it would have been cool to see the sequel to this. Have Arnold and Jim Belushi come back, and it would have been fun. Directed by Walter Hill. Red Heat, again, great buddy cop film. I definitely enjoyed that one. Fun dialogue. But moving on, we have Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald, Artie Lang. This is a decent comedy. I mean, I like Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang in the film, but I don't know. It's okay. It's a decent film. I mean, it's directed by Bob Saget, so it's kind of what you expect. A lot of, toilet humor, I guess. I mean, a lot of nice appearances in the film. I mean, you got Chevy Chase, Don Rickles, Chris Farley. um, Christopher McDonald. So a lot of, cool appearances, but I don't know. Dirty Work is one of those comedies I don't rewatch often, but it's not a bad one. So that's Dirty Work. Next, and it's open, excuse me, we have Red Scorpion, a Dolph Lundgren, for the Dolph Lundgren collection. Great movie, great action film. And there's still some other ones that I have to get, like Men of War, I don't have. Some of his early 90s stuff, mid 90s stuff, like action films. I have The Punisher, I have I Come in Peace, Showdown with Tokyo. I have that Dolph Lundgren collection pack, which I think I've already showed, but Red Scorpion, definitely a good one. So I have that. Next, we have Running on Empty with River Phoenix, which I think he won the Oscar for this film. And I will have to give this a watch. I really haven't seen the film, but I have Running on Empty. Let me know about that one. Next, we have Don't Say a Word with Michael Douglas. You also have Brittany Murphy in the film, rest in peace. Sean Bean. I remember liking this one. It's one of those maybe, I would like to refresh on, but I remember liking it. But yeah. I mean, not my favorite Michael Douglas film, but not a bad movie. So, Don't Say a Word. I got that. Next, we have Mystery Men. Never seen this one either. I mean, quite a cast. You have Hank Azaria, Greg Kinnear, William H. Macy, Kel Mitchell, Ben Stiller, Paul Reubens, Jeffrey Rush, Tom Waits. Featured commentary on with director, deleted scenes. So, I remember back in the day, I've always been fascinated by this poster. I don't know why, but yeah. Mystery Men, so let me know about that one. Next, we have Flight with Denzel Washington, directed by Robert Zemeckis. Good cast: Don Cheadle, John Goodman, Bruce Greenwood. I know it's a dramatic film, but yeah, this is another one that y'all let me know about. So I haven't seen Flight, but I do have it. Next, we have Central Intelligence with Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. This is one that I can tolerate. I'm not a Kevin Hart fan. I think his shtick, got worn out. I mean, I feel bad for him with the accident and all. I hope he gets well, but I can say about this one. This is one that I can tolerate with him and Dwayne Johnson. Fun movie. But I have Central Intelligence. Probably the only Kevin Hart film that I have. Next, we have Big Game with Samuel Jackson, which I know he plays the president in this film. You also have Ray Stevenson, Victor Garber, Ted Levine. Big action, big adventure. Yeah, let me know about this one. I haven't seen, but I have it. Next, we have The Green Mile with Tom Hanks, directed by Frank Darabont. Really good film, well-made film. Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace. Do have a behind-the-scenes documentary up here, and that's kind of it. But although I prefer The Shawshank Redemption a little bit more, but this is still very good film. So The Green Mile, I got that. Next up we have Big Bully with Rick Moranis and Tom Arnold. I like this movie, sort of a harmless comedy. I mean, not Rick Moranis' best, but directed by Steve Miner. No features, but I don't mind Big Bully, so I got that. Next, we have this double pack of Father of the Bride with Steve Martin and Father of the Bride Part 2, which I like these films. I know typically, romance is not my genre, but for Steve Martin, I think they're good films. I mean, the first one a little bit more. I like Steve Martin, so, I like these films. Again, I know it's not, as far as genres, I prefer action way more, horror way more, comedy more, but they're not bad movies, so got these for the Steve Martin collection. Next, we have Highlander, and this is the Immortal Edition, which is a metal case. I'll pull it out. Features audio commentary with director Russell Mulcahy and producers. Some music videos by Queen, but yeah, not too many features. I know there's been like 3 or 4 different versions of this film, and I don't have the sequels. I would like to get my hands on the sequels, but just even at the source, as bad as that is, just to complete the collection, the Highlander collection. But Highlander, the Immortal Edition, steel book, I got that. Next, we have this Eddie Murphy double pack of Coming to America and Trading Places. I like Coming to America. I know they're working on a sequel right now. Eddie Murphy's filming that. I don't know if you really need a sequel, but Trading Places, it's okay, but it's not my favorite Eddie Murphy film. Coming to America has more features. You have Coming Together for America, or of America, the costumes of Coming to America, the many faces of Rick Baker. So they sit down with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall from back in the day. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, this Eddie Murphy double pack. Next, a film I haven't seen, Case 39, starring Renee Zellweger. You also have Bradley Cooper, and McShane. Some cases should never be opened. Yeah, so let me know about that one. Case 39. Next, a great movie, definitely a classic. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Again, definitely a classic, and it's kind of unfortunate that this character sort of just disappeared. They never went back to Roger Rabbit. I remember the little animation short before Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but it's like since then they really didn't do anything with that character. A lot of good features. You got a mini documentary, disc 2, commentary with the filmmakers, viewing option with hilarious facts and trivia, deleted scenes, and so much more. Yeah, definitely a great movie, classic. Love Roger Rabbit. Oop, get off there. Next, we have a very good comedy. So I Married an Axe Murderer with Mike Myers. Probably my favorite Mike Myers film. I do have the Austin Power collection, but I much prefer this film because he plays a normal guy, and it's because a lot of times Mike Myers, he's either in the costume or he's doing an accent, but here, again, he plays a normal character, and I thought he did a good job, and it's a fun movie. So, yeah, So I Married an Axe Murder. If you haven't seen this, definitely give it a watch. Probably my favorite Mike Myers film, so no features. Stay. Next, we have I Am Sam with Sean Penn, Michelle Pfeiffer. I haven't seen this film, but I've heard of it. But yeah. Got it for the collection. I Am Sam. So I got that. Next, we have No Country for Old Men, directed by the Coen brothers. This is another one that I've only seen bits and pieces of, but yeah, really haven't seen it all the way through. I will have to give it a watch. But that's No Country for Old Men, so I got that. Next, we have Spectre with Daniel Craig, which I have the entire James Bond collection on Blu-ray from Dr. No all the way till Skyfall. So you'll see that later with my Blu-ray collection. So I do have all the James Bond films, and yeah, some will look forward to the next one. I hope it's a good one. I haven't seen Spectre, and honestly, I need to catch up on James Bond. I mean, I've only seen a few of them, but yeah, Spectre. So I have all the 007 films. Next, we have Up Close and Personal, Robert Redford, Michelle Pfeiffer, for the Robert Redford collection. He's a great actor, and I have to give this a watch. So add that to the pile of need to watch. But Up Close and Personal, got that. I should make a pile of ones I haven't seen and just go through them. Really, that's what I should do. And this is about to fall. I'm trying to save it. I'm trying to save the fall. Or maybe just bring it down here. There you go. Okay. Moving on. We have Can't Hardly Wait, which is a comedy. I have to see. Haven't really seen this one, but for the collection, let me know about that one. Can't Hardly Wait. Another one which I haven't seen. Again, you notice a pattern here. The Boondock Saints. I know I haven't seen this film, but if I ever do check it out, I do own it. So, and that's why sometimes I'll pick up films which I never seen, but I would at some point in the future I will watch. So, The Boondock Saints, I do have it. If ever in the future I do watch it, so got that. Next, we have, Ip Man with Donnie Yen. And I had the second one somewhere, but yeah, these are great martial arts films with Donnie Yen. I know they made the third one with Mike Tyson, and I think they're working on a fourth one, or it's getting ready to come out. I don't know about that, but yeah, the first two Ip Man films, really good martial arts films. Donnie Yen kicks ass, but I got that. Check those out if you haven't seen them. Next, we have The Fighter. Mark Wahlberg, Christian Bale. Yeah. Directed by David Russell. Have to give this a watch. I know Christian Bale lost a lot of weight for this role. But yeah, The Fighter, got that. Not the biggest Marky Mark fan, but it was cheap. Next, we have Hoosiers. Definitely a great basketball film. I really like the cover. The texture of it's like a real basketball. So, and the features, I'll pull it out. Disc 1, yeah, the feature film, minor commentary with director and writer. Disc 2, Hoosier History, the truth behind the legend. Deleted scenes. So, some good features. But yeah, Hoosiers, definitely a great movie. Classic. Next, we have The Taking of Pelham 123. Great movie. I want to say I watched this on vacation somewhere, I forgot, but you know, great performances. Tony Scott directed. Denzel Washington, John Travolta is the villain. I know it's a remake, and I do have the original on Blu-ray, so I believe I do. But yeah, good movie. Next, when I just showed the first one, so here's the second one. Ip Man with Donnie Yen. Well, Ip Man 2, the sequel. Which again, I know they made like 2 more. The 4th one's getting ready to come out, but if anything, check out the first 2. These are really good films. Donnie Yen is great. Definitely kicks ass. So Ip Man 2, great martial arts film. Next, Death Trap with Michael Caine, Christopher Reeve, and I haven't really seen this one. I have to give it a watch. The trap is set for wickedly funny Who Did It, but I think it's a comedy mystery, but that's Death Trap, so I got that. Next, Aeon Flux, Charlize Theron. Haven't seen this one either. I mean, from the stuff I've heard, not too many great things, but I like Charlize Theron. I mean, she's a great actress. Some features. So, special collector's edition, Aeon Flux. So I have that. Next up, great comedy, Kingpin, Woody Harrelson, Randy Quaid, Bill Murray, directed by the Farrelly brothers. Yeah, fun 90s comedy, one of the best the Farrelly brothers did. I mean, this and Dumb and Dumber to me are like the 2 best, and just a great cast. They were having great chemistry between Woody Harrelson and Randy Quaid, so yeah, Kingpin is hilarious. No features, unfortunately. Next up we have this Rutger Hauer double feature, rest in peace Rutger Hauer, of Omega Doom, which I haven't seen, but Blind Fury is a kick-ass action film. He's a blind swordsman, and Rutger Hauer is great. Again, I haven't seen Omega Doom, but I got this double pack. I need to get more of his films for the collection. But yeah, it says special features, but there's nothing really up there. But yeah, I need to get more of his films for the collection. Next, we have Toy Soldiers, really good action thriller, great cast, Sean Astin, Louis Gossett Jr., Will Wheaton, Andrew Divoff is the villain. Yeah, if you haven't seen this, it's pretty much Die Hard in a prep school. But again, great suspense, great action. If you haven't seen Toy Soldiers, definitely check it out. So I got that. Next up, fun movie, Who's Harry Crumb? pull it out. And this is the 25th anniversary edition or series, but no features. Yeah, just a fun, kind of zany comedy with John Candy. But yeah, Who's Harry Crumb? Who's Harry Crumb? I got that. Next, we have this double pack of Drop Zone and Hard Rain. The Drop Zone's okay. It's an okay flick, but it's not anything memorable. Hard Rain, I actually like. Good little action flick, you know, pretty much. I mean, you have Christian Slater, Morgan Freeman. You know, it takes place in this town that's flooded, and it's, you know, it's a good action flick nobody talks about. You know, Hard Rain is good, but got this double pack, Drop Zone and Hard Rain. Next, we have The Negotiator, Samuel L. Jackson. Probably my favorite Samuel L. Jackson film. Great performances. Kevin Spacey in the film, David Morse. Directed by F. Gary Gray. Great suspense. But, yeah, I love The Negotiator. Great movie. Next, we have a great sci-fi film, definitely a classic. Cocoon. Yeah, great sci-fi film. I don't have the sequel, but I'm not a big fan of the sequel. I've seen it before. This film is much better. And you do have a commentary up here by Ron Howard. Some featurettes. I think it deserves more features, though. I mean, it's Cocoon, for God's sakes. It deserves a little bit more. But yeah, I love Cocoon. Great movie. Next up we have the Deadpool with Clint Eastwood. And I do have the Dirty Harry collection on Blu-ray, so I do have all the Dirty Harry films. And features, you have a commentary up here with the producer and cinematographer. The featurette, The Craft of Dirty Harry. And I think too, with the Dirty Harry collection on Blu-ray, it carries over the features. But yeah, so I got all the Dirty Harry films on Blu-ray. I got the first 4 on Blu-ray, which I don't know why they couldn't squeeze this in. But the Deadpool, I got that. So we're doing good on time. Next up, the assassination. I came and taught this morning. I woke up too early, but the assassination of Jesse James about the coward Robert Ford. Not a bad movie with Brad Pitt. It's a Western. And I'm starting to get into Westerns a little bit more. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Kind of a long one. It's 160 minutes, but yeah, got that. Next up, we have Antwone Fisher, Denzel Washington. I remember watching this way back in the day, and it was a really good film. Directed by Denzel Washington. I know it's more of a dramatic film, but I have a commentary by Denzel up here, and the producer, the making of. Yeah. Antwone Fisher, really good film. Next, we have Maverick with Mel Gibson. You also have James Garner in the film, directed by Richard Donner, Jodie Foster. I need to go back and watch this one. Sort of refresh on it. Like I've seen it once before. I remember liking it, but just to refresh on it. So I got Maverick. Next up, we have this 3-pack. Actually, yeah, a 3-pack. The Alec Baldwin collection of Malice, Miami Blues, and Working Girl. which has Harrison Ford, Melanie Griffith, Sigourney Weaver. I've seen Malice. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I haven't seen Miami Blues or Working Girl, but I guess for the Alec Baldwin collection, I do have this 3-pack. So I got that. Next, we have Donnie Brasco, Donnie Brasco, Al Pacino, Johnny Depp. I haven't seen this one. No features. Bruno Kirby, Michael Madsen, James Russo, and Heche. But yeah, Donnie Brasco. So I do have that. Let's grab a few right here. So we have them ready. They would not get stuck. Next up we have The Ghost in the Darkness with Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas. I like this movie. It's sort of an adventure horror film based on the true story, I think, or based on true events. But yeah, I thought these two actors did a good job performance-wise, and yeah, more, sort of like an adventure hunt type of movie. But The Ghost in the Darkness, I like that. Next up we have Godzilla, the animated series, which this was a fun series, and it includes all 40 episodes. Yeah, it was a nice little animated series from back in the day. And I got this at the dollar store, out of all places, for a few bucks. So yeah, that's Godzilla the series. So I got that. Next up we have, definitely a classic, Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy. What more can you say about this film? So I do have all three of those. All the Beverly Hills Cop films, which I heard he's working on another one, but don't really need it. But yeah, got that. Next up we have Mission to Mars. I remember certain, like bit parts from this one. I don't remember much. Like, I don't remember a whole lot from it or about it, but I remember liking the film. It's just one that I had to refresh on a little bit. So, but I do have Mission to Mars. Next up we have Charlie Wilson's War for the Tom Hanks collection. I know it's sort of based on the true story or a certain real life character, person, but good cast. But yeah, Charlie Wilson's War. So I got that. Next up we have Dreamscape with Dennis Quaid. Never seen this one. This was actually a gift. Someone gave this to me, so. But I'm like, yeah, because every year we get each other gifts, and I'm like, put that on my list. Put that on the list. I want to get that. So I've been wanting to, get this film. So I do have Dreamscape. Let me know about that one. Next, we have Witness, Harrison Ford. Really good film. Directed by Peter Weir, great director. On here you have a 5-part documentary, which is cool. Deleted scenes, some TV spots. Great performance from Harrison Ford. Yeah, Witness is a great movie. Classic. Next up we have Never Sleep Again, and this is the Elm Street Legacy documentary. which is 238 minutes. So, what? Almost 6 hours? A lot of interviews with the cast from each Elm Street film, from Wes Craven, Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, Mark Patton, Kim Myers, Chuck Russell, Rennie Harlan, so on and so forth, and so much more. Great documentary, and yeah, Never Sleep Again is great. If you love the Elm Street films, definitely get that for your collection. Next up we have Untraceable with Diane Lane, which I have to check out still, so yeah, let me know about that one. Next up we have Lost in Space, which I've only seen bits and pieces of this one. I think I have 2 copies of this on DVD, and I don't know why, but so I should get rid of one. But I do have Lost in Space, which, from the stuff I've seen, from the clips I've seen, it's but that's, yeah, Lost in Space, I do have it. And we're getting down to the last maybe 15. Well, fuck me. Yeah, that was, let's see if I can, no, I'm not going to edit this shit out, that just happens. It happened. It was gonna happen. It was gonna happen. But I got it. Ah, there you go. I had it sort of piled up where it was gonna fall eventually. So yeah, I think I grabbed them. But fuck it. Next up we have Oh Brother Where Art Thou, which is still in the plastic, but a great movie. Really fun. You know, I like the cast. The Coen brothers did this one. Some good features, behind the scenes featurette, music videos, storyboard to scene comparison. But a really good film from the Coens. Next up we have High Fidelity with John Cusack. I like this movie. I like that John Cusack's character works in a vinyl store, and Jack Black is good. Not a bad movie. So yeah, High Fidelity is a good one. Next up we have Street Smart with Christopher Reeve, Morgan Freeman, which I think is more of a dramatic film. I think Morgan Freeman plays like a pimp or something like that, but haven't really seen it. I mean, I've heard some stuff, I've heard some things about it, so. But that's Street Smart. Got that. Next up, we have Salt with Angelina Jolie. I want to say I've seen like little bits and pieces of it, but I don't remember much about it. I like Angelina Jolie, but from the stuff I've heard about it, it's not anything memorable. But Salt, I do have that. Next, which believe it or not, I haven't seen this one. I know I should watch it, but Fargo. Yes, I haven't seen Fargo. I know I should watch it. Maybe that's what I'll do today, is just watch movies, sort of catch up. But all new documentary, interview with the Coen brothers and Frances McDormand, audio commentary by director of photography, trivia track, behind the scenes, photo gallery, but some good features. Yeah, Fargo, have to give that a watch. Next up, The Jackal, Richard Gere, Bruce Willis. This is one I haven't seen. I think Bruce Willis is the bad guy, and I think is this the one where Jack Black gets shot, like he gets killed in the film by Bruce Willis or something like that. But yeah, The Jackal. Yeah, Sidney Poitier. Good cast. So I do have that for the Bruce Willis collection. Next up, Road to Perdition. Really good film. I know, it's a period film, but Tom Hanks is good. You also have Daniel Craig, Paul Newman, Jude Law. Directed by Sam Mendes. The ending is kind of depressing, but I like Road to Perdition. Really good film. Not my favorite Tom Hanks film, but it's a well-made film. Next, American Psycho, Christian Bale. Great movie, great soundtrack. Probably my favorite Christian Bale film and performance. It's insane. If you haven't seen American Psycho, you should definitely watch it. Yeah, great movie. Commentary by the director and co-writer, Mary Herron. From book to screen, including The Pornography of Killing, The 80s Downtown, whatever that means. Yeah, American Psycho's great. Next up, Mean Guns, Christopher Lambert, Ice-T. Haven't seen, but trying to get more Christopher Lambert films for the collection. Like I said, I have Fortress, and there's some others out there that I want to get my hands on, but yeah, Mean Guns, and that includes the Highlander sequels, but yeah, have to watch that. Next up, Pistol Whipped with Steven Seagal, and this is one of his later direct-to-video films, which the things I've heard about this one, it's not too bad. I mean, I know it's been on TV a couple of times, but I think USA would show this film, but I've heard some decent things about Pistol Whipped. It's one of his better direct-to-video films, so I do have that. Maybe someday I'll do a Seagal-a-thon and go through each of his films, but yeah, that'd be torture. But next up we have Sling Blade, Billy Bob Thornton, another one that I have to watch. It has some good features. This is the Collector Series. Disc 2, you have Mr. Thornton Goes to Hollywood, a roundtable discussion with the cast, conversation with Billy Bob Thornton and Robert Duvall, exclusive director's cut, yeah, Sling Blade, so I do own that. Kind of get these ready. And it's funny, I just talked about him, but yeah, Fortress, Christopher Lambert. So yes, I do have this one. I don't have the second one, but Fortress is great. Great sci-fi action film. Yeah. Christopher Lambert's great. Underrated actor. Next up we have Premonition with Sandra Bullock for the Sandra Bullock collection. Need to watch this one. But yeah, I do have that. Sandra Bullock, yeah, Premonition. Next, Extreme Measures. This is a good one. Not many people talk about this one, but this is sort of a good thriller, like a medical mystery thriller with Hugh Grant and Gene Hackman. And underrated film. Nobody talks about this movie, but it's a really good film. Extreme Measures. Got that. Next up we have Mercury Rising with Bruce Willis. Good flick. Good action flick. I know people pick on the plot, about this kid that can, read these sort of government codes because he's autistic or something like that. You can decipher certain codes and encryptions, but I thought it was a fun action flick. You know, Bruce Willis, Alec Baldwin is a fun villain, so but that's Mercury Rising. And you did have some features. You have a commentary by director, original documentary with the cast. So, yeah, good movie. Next, we have Air America, Mel Gibson, Robert Downey Jr. You know, fun little movie with these two. I remember watching this a while back and having fun with it. They have good chemistry. So, yeah. Air America, that's a fun one. Next up, we have La Bamba, Lou Diamond Phillips, a biopic about Richie Valens. You do have a couple of features. You have commentary with the director, producer, and cast. A couple of music videos, a featurette. Yeah, great biopic. Definitely one of my favorites. So I got that. La Bamba is a great movie. Next up, we have Out of Time with Denzel Washington. I remember liking this one. You have Dean Cain in the film, directed by Carl Franklin, who I think has passed away. I want to say he's passed away, but not a bad movie. You know, sort of an underrated Denzel film. I think Dean Cain's the villain, but Out of Time is a good one. And lastly, I have the entire Superman collection. Yes, all 4 Superman films, which are kind of out of order, but that's okay. And all are the 2-disc special editions. So, I'll just show you Superman the movie. Yeah. Superman 2. Superman 3, and Superman 4, The Quest for Shit. And each one is loaded with features, different versions. But I think I remember the thing is with this, I think I tried watching the second one. If I can get this shit back in. Get in, damn it. Like, I tried watching the second one and it wouldn't play on my Blu-ray player, so I don't know what. Maybe I need to try something else, but a great collection. So I got the Superman Christopher Reeve collection. Great to have. Put that right there. And that's it for part 6. So I hope you enjoyed part 6. And still going through DVDs for the next few parts. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for part 7. Have a good one.